tiny little drawing. It looks like someone's about to draw a profile of someone, but I don't know what this is on the bottom. Oh, that's astrolabe. The writing on the sides is interesting, but the whole life of the book is really interesting to me. The notes that people leave in it, the stains, the tears, the repairs, inscriptions. That all adds to the psychology of the reader. So this opens up sort of a whole new world. Notes from college. Someone, Lawrence, and he died really young. And according to Joellen, she said that his mother, over the years, put articles, newspaper articles, over his notes. If someone passed away, it's family things. All these obituaries over his engineering notes. Well, my purpose is to focus on marginalia and focus on my project, but then this is so fascinating, I want to know more. It's almost making me want to turn this concept around or switch it up, because I find this to be so fascinating. There's something so sad about this. So I was really interested in this idea of covering up, the covering up of someone else's work or a writing that was the original book. I've just gone through the process of messing around. So it's almost like a studio practice where you sort of come in and you have to do a little warm up. You can't just get right into it when you're starting something. So this is a textbook that was my dad's, Negotiable Instruments, which I love the title. It can mean anything. I think this was for banking. I started thinking of the idea of covering all of the text except for marginalia. With this, I got a little more, of it being an art object, covering the words with paint, except for the marginalia and the pieces of the text that the reader found important, so that it just becomes a book about the reader. This will be just the book that I keep working with, because it's not like the most interesting topic. Sorry, Dad. There's enough in here that he did that I can mess with, and I can tear it apart and hang it on the wall and see if that has a good effect. So there's a lot of play involved in this, maybe more than I've ever done before, which is kind of fun. The search will be on for more books. I have been searching through used books to find marginalia, people's reactions to the text. I really don't want to rip up old antiquarian books. They're just so beautiful, and I really don't want to tear them up. So these are all paperbacks of classical literature that one might be assigned in school. That seems to be the most readily available marginalia in these books. So that's where I have sort of stayed. Yeah, so this is just what I do. I just go to the bookstore and stand there for a couple of hours. I'm sure they wonder what I'm doing, but they don't say anything. that says imp. So this is really just summarizing what this paragraph is about, but it says appeal for burlesque, which is really interesting. So I'm going to keep this one. Boys, girls, men, women. I want to have lots of different kinds of voices. It just takes one page. I've bought a lot of these used books just because of one little thing. And I've been slicing out the pages that are the most interesting and painting over the entire text. We are at the Decatur Book Festival. One of the talks just let out. We're going to give a talk about what the Bentley is and what it does and how I've partnered with the Bentley to make a new project. Hi everybody, thank you so much for coming. So I've created these pieces. Sometimes they're funny, the ending sucks. He didn't win, they did, they changed him. And it's vague enough for you to read anything into it that you want. Cruel or practical, nightmare house, pathetic fallacy. Most of the time nobody writes over the text, but I really like this one because this is a very strong reaction. And as you sort of think about, well, what's under there? But the only thing that's left is what the reader is doing.